Right now we're working on this thing. We don't really have a name for it right now. It's like the Sholar, Prommer, Sholar mix up, and we sort of got together working on so many projects. We went to Vienna, worked on the Hell record, on the KND's new record, on various projects. It's amazing. And for me, really, is what really was the thing for me was the spontaneous excitement that Kelvin sort of brought into my direction, and his knowledge and understanding and love for the same music, you know. I have a group that's called the Drum Lesson, and it's like based around electronics classics that are played in a jazz arrangement. And Kelvin has a group also who's doing similar things, so it's sort of, we meet on common grounds for this, so it's really fun. And we call it, now it's just electronic drum lesson basically, and we're having great fun. We use like traditional jazz classics, but also like electronic music classics, and sort of fuse it together and form something spontaneous new out of it. So it's going to be exciting, and soon there will be more and more. Every time we meet and we play, there's like new exciting music coming together. So for me, it's like really, it's a new kind of, yeah, it's very jazz spirited, because it's like nothing is set, but we look for like new ways of experimenting and finding improvisational ways of doing the sounds.
A way of working together and developing a language of common music actually is the foundation behind a lot of the things we're doing. Right now we're working with Peter Kruder and Dorfmeister on a project, and what we have developed before influences how we, when we were together in the studio, make the music. Definitely. And then we were in the studio a couple of days ago with DJ Hell, same thing, different music, but because we already have a common basis, it can translate over into new projects. So I think that we're kind of like, in a way, discovering a common language, a new language between the both of us, a common way to talk to each other that can be understood, whether it's minimal techno or whether it's down tempo, or what other the kind of label it is for the style that it might sound like, or the sounds that we might use. But you know, it's a way of just speaking in these different genres, using the stuff we have in common, jazz and electronic music, soul, all music, I would say.
But Kevin said one really good thing at one time, that that you want to play music and not to music. I think that's really, with all the technology available, it's really happens sometimes that you just do stuff and do stuff and do stuff, and you play to music, but it's not music in that sense, because the music is already playing and you're just adding stuff. And that for me, you know, I was DJing so long and not playing live at all, like for the last 10 years. And for me, that's really exciting to get sort of my musical background from when I started making music and became a professional musician, that I was really playing and working as a musician. And now, since, you know, a couple of years, it's like the best thing that you can sort of integrate this club knowledge or this club feeling you get from DJing, but still play the tracks and try to remember what it was like to DJ, but do that as a musician. And I think that's really something I'm really excited about, and that's what I'm still working on, sort of really perfecting and getting my voice working in that field.
It's really a way to combine, like you said, you know, different influences, but at the same time, not just be repeating to be like a jam band over standards. Because the great thing about jazz is a language of improvisation and honoring the past and playing songs that people know, so using standards, but at the same time, always trying to put in new ideas. And in our case, we're using new technologies, laptops and drum machines and samplers. Even still today, I would say that it isn't so common that there's a jazz musician that can use a sampler, or a jazz musician that would have a synthesizer on his record. That's a very, 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 very special occasion.
Yeah,
or
true.
It's electronic jazz, or it's something else.
But I think it's not called jazz what we do. It's basically more the attitude is jazz.
The attitude
I would
is
say,
jazz,
but
yeah.
I wouldn't call it jazz per se.
No, as far as a style,
yeah.
no. We have
It's fun.
It's unnamed. Yeah.
Yes, you know,
it's just fun.
Yeah,
It's just fun.
Yeah.